amazing.
Wonderful.
Yes, amazing, wonderful, awesome. Huh. So
Or
I
should I say in awe with all the positive things going on?
Oh, that too. That too. Some great things happening with you guys at Dorothy's Haven of Hope.
Yes.
And I have Jackie Adderley and Tracy Clace.
Yes.
Oh, I got it. I'm like, oh, I don't want to mess it up, everybody. Like mine is like a sneeze. You say my last name. So anyways, I
Yeah.
digress. So some awesome news with you guys. The Doer Gym. How did that all come about? What made you decide let's open up a warming house or a warming station or a cooling station in the Doer Gym?
You want me to take this?
Sure.
All right. So it's been a long time in the works of wanting a place to do that. So we've been doing it in our shelter, but sometimes it gets overcrowded and sometimes there's triggers going on. So we figure if we can help everybody and anybody, that we should take them outside of our shelter. So that we needed a place to go, and the Doer Gym came up and available again, and that's what we decided on as a group, and our board was all for it, so we went after it.
Oh my gosh, how exciting.
Yes.
And I want to just point out, I was at that meeting, all the media did stories on it. And the one thing I really want to point out, and I know that you guys do, is this is not a shelter. This is a warming and cooling station and a resource center, right?
Correct. There will
Okay.
be no one sleeping there.
Right.
It is only going to be open Monday through Friday from 10 to 2. That is our goal. We are going to have washers and dryers. Keep track. Let people wash their clothes and dry them once a week.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to have showers so they can come in and get a fresh shower and feel clean. The community and St. Vincent de Paul, many other places have worked with us. We have a ton of toothbrushes, toothpaste, small body washes, lotions, hair stuff, just so they can be clean. Get
Yeah.
a towel, get a washcloth that's clean and
Yeah.
fresh and theirs.
Yeah, their
You know,
own.
it's not old, they're laying on the ground and they're washing it in the river.
Mhm.
It's clean and fresh and it's a clean environment. In addition to the great space of the gym there,
Right.
so that we can have different companies collaborate with us, bring their resources, bring mental health ideas, bring self-building awareness. We've already had a couple of people with art therapy reach out to offer an art therapy class for
Yes.
free
Wonderful.
to give back so they have a sense of being. How do they get, it's so funny when you look at people say, well, why can't they just go get a food card? Okay, you need an address to get a food card, but you need a job to get an address, but you need an address to get a job.
Mm-hmm.
So there's all these breakdowns that we're hoping to be able to have a welcoming environment,
Mm-hmm.
have clothes there that they can pick out a shirt, a pair of pants or shorts, brand new fresh underwear,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
socks, whatever that looks like, and it's free.
Yeah.
They don't have to pay for it. We keep track. They're allowed one free set of clothing, and then we're giving them the shower. We're giving them the washer and dryer for free with major support. This is my big thing. And my board talks to me about it all the time. Tracy, you got these go big, go home ideas. And I'm like, we're going big and we're going home. But to do that, it's this community.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been getting donated blankets and towels and hygiene stuff. We've got this stuff, and we won't turn any of it away. We get clothing of all sizes.
Right.
Homeless people come in infants to 6XL.
Right.
Okay, they're everywhere
Oh,
in
yeah.
between, and they come in all ages.
Right.
There's moms and dads that are out there with their littles, and there's moms and dads that are out there with their moms and dads, and they're singles, and the whole gamut
Yeah,
of it.
it
There
happens.
is no age or no picture. It's every one of us. And, you know, you're literally, there's no one listening to this or seeing this or fighting this that's not a paycheck away
Well,
from living this. And they're in our yards, they're on the riverbanks, they're a homeless person is everywhere and anywhere, and sometimes you walk by them and you don't even know.
Right.
They're not going to share that with you.
Oh, no.
So where do we go? How do we apply for a job
right.
when we have no internet or computer
Right.
and no library card
I was just
because you
gonna
need
say
an
that.
address
You-
to get a library card?
And I
Exactly.
think, don't you need 2 proofs of residency, I think, to even get a library card?
Yeah.
So they don't have the resources out there. So we can supply that. We have people willing to come in to work with them, to work with our community to develop a resume,
Yes.
to figure out how to apply for a job,
Right.
to get them the resources that they need. We at our shelter, at Dorothy's Haven of Hope, we can only house 13 permanent residents and then 5 emergency.
Okay.
It doesn't take long to fill them beds.
Oh, I imagine not.
So this gives us the resource to be able, when our residents are able to get out into the community, to then bring those in from this resource center, knowing and being welcomed, not being afraid, not being judged. It's a judgmental zone.
Non-judgmental zone.
You know, I got a phone call the other day from the hospital looking for a gentleman that was completely Spanish speaking, and she's like, that might be a challenge. And I'm like, we were confronted with that challenge. So the board went ahead and we got these cool little earbuds that translate my English to his Spanish and their Spanish to my English, so we can communicate.
Yes.
And our signage in our shelter is both in Spanish and in English, so that we can break those boundaries.
You bridge that gap. there.
We're putting the bridge together so that the vision is to help all.
Right.
And the city council meeting, I get it. I get the fear. I get the questions. So with the loving support of my board,
Yep, our board.
we all came together and decided, let's open the door. Let's
Yeah.
let you in. Bring your
Yeah.
questions. Come see who and what we are. We reached out to past residents that are living in our community, that are working their plan, that are reaching their goals. They're coming in. Our current residents are going to be there. So
This Saturday. The 17th.
yes, from 10 to 2.
Mm-hmm.
Our doors are open. Come on in. We're going to have board members there. Get to know us. Ask us questions.
Okay.
Meet our residents. Ask the residents what it's really like. Ask the residents about, what did it take? What support did you get? What strive did you go forward? Were you truly ready to be zero tolerance of drugs and alcohol?
Right.
We don't allow it in our shelter. There's zero tolerance of it. We work with the probation officers, with the social workers, with the police department, with the mental health workers, with the recovery coaches. We work together to support. So there's a breakdown because, so we got these up to 18 on an emergency basis, but what about the 72 on my waiting list?
Exactly. What do you do with them?
How do we help them?
Exactly.
How do we provide hope? So the board said, we could go for the Doer Gym. And I'm like, okay, when do we go? Where are we going?
Right.
But what a great resource.
Right. And the nice thing about it too is that, you got people, like Tracy said, on the riverbanks, in people's yards. Why wouldn't you want them to congregate in one space
Exactly.
for a certain amount of time so that we can help them so that they're not doing that anymore?
Exactly.
And that's what the community needs to understand. If we don't help them, it's going to continue and it can get bigger. We just don't know.
It can snowball. It can get out of hand.
I mean, do we want to be like Chicago and California and have 10 cities?
No.
No.
We don't need that. When we can help them, we have the ability as a community to help those that are in need. So, and the thing is I think that with having the resources in the doer gym and doing what you're doing, and with them being able to come in daily and seeing that,
Right.
and then getting it kind of pounded
Right.
into their brain, maybe they then take that leap, then they see that and they might
Yes.
do it,
And I
don't
know our Facebook page, we got the go ahead to. It's all about educate.
Oh yeah.
It's about educating.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't know. I started this journey with Dorothy's Haven of Hope a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because the open house is my 1-year anniversary from when I said,
Aw.
sure, I'll help 4 hours a
Right.
week.
Yep, that's true.
We just didn't add the zeros. But anyhow, you talk about, well, when you have homeless people, you have an increase of theft. You have an increase of crime. You have an increase of drug use. Okay, I need you to wrap, what we need to do is wrap our heads around, I'm a mom or a dad, because it's not just moms that are homeless with their babies.
Oh no.
It's also dads.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in my car, and that's all I got left.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm keeping them out of the weather the best I can. And I can't feed them. And I've asked for money and I begged for money, but that Quick Trip or that gas station or that Walmart is right there. And if I can sneak in there and if I can get just something little and get out so I can feed my babies,
Yep.
I'm going to do it.
Oh yeah.
Because nobody else is going to give it to me.
Mm-mm.
I got here, however I got here, whether I lost my job, where I made bad choices, however it ended up, here's where I am. My parents didn't know how to raise me, so I'm now sitting here, and I need somebody to show me. So that's where you're getting some of the crime.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
they're loitering.
Mm-hmm.
They're in the parks after dark.
Oh yeah.
They're under the bridge. They're in somebody's property. So
Yep.
you call the police because you're afraid to get them removed, or they go through the parks. Okay, now they have a criminal record.
Right.
And I'm not nothing against the police department or law enforcement or anything, because they're amazing, but these are the stigmas that then get attached to, well, you have a criminal record, but
Right.
why do you have that criminal record?
Right. Exactly. The circumstances.
It's some of it. And I've talked to being case manager at our shelter and having the go ahead from our board. I get to where our residents are. So when you get the past felons and drug addicts, why did you do it? Why? I can't get a job,
Mm-hmm.
but I got this person that sees me walking lost on the street and tells me how I can make $600 a day.
Yep.
So for that
Easy money.
$600 a day, I can send some money home to my mom and dad, and I can figure out how to pay some of my fines, and I just got to be careful so I'm not caught.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to put the risk in front of, because I see the benefit more than I see the risk.
Exactly.
But it's wrong, and I get it's wrong, but if I'm going to survive,
It's like a catch-22.
and I'm like,
ugh.
I never looked at it that way. I never looked at it in, I'm down and out,
Mm-hmm.
and I've had some of our people come in and say, do you realize that as many drug houses that can be in the world, a drug addict dies alone?
Yeah. They are alone.
So I don't want to join them. I want to work with them. I want to lock arms with them to pull them out of that valley. But if you don't have the tools and the support, people come and go in your lives, friends come and go in your lives. And that's one of the biggest things I've heard is, Tracy, you're a constant.
Mm-hmm.
You're always there, whether it's a text message, a phone call, walking in your office, you're there. And they make mistakes.
Don't we all?
The first time it's a mistake. The second time, you're now making a choice.
Yeah.
So now we've got to look, do we need to get you into a treatment center? Do we need to get you into outpatient? Do we need to help your mental health?
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever been depressed?
Yeah.
Have you ever lost a job and been depressed and your world is crashing around you? And you make really stupid choices because your mindset's not there.
Right.
This is getting them attached to mental health services.
Right.
This is getting them attached to natural ways of coping that are better than, if I can provide somebody a cup of coffee, a bottle of water, and a set of clothes and a clean body,
my
they
gosh,
may
they're gonna
still
feel
have to
so
figure out where to
better.
sleep for that night, which kills my heart. But, whatever. But we can't do it without
Right.
this community.
Exactly.
We need your support. And I understand not everyone is going to be like, let's get on the train. I get it. But then come ask me.
Yeah.
Come talk to me. Come help. Somebody asked me, how can I help? Come cook a meal.
Yeah.
Come welcome them with a smile. Come go when, I dream big and go home. So when the Doer Gym is ours, but to get it to be ours, we need help.
Yeah.
And I know it's a sticky, icky subject, but the blankets, the clothing, the food, the supplies, but we need
Refrigerators,
money.
washers, and
Yeah.
dryers.
You're in need of
We also
monetary
need
donations.
monetary assistance
Yeah.
because the water bill's going to have to be paid.
Right.
The gas and lights are going to have to be paid.
Well, not only that, you also, the condition of the building, you also will need maybe some licensed construction workers, maybe a roof.
we're going to need a roof.
roofer,
Yeah, we need a roofer. We're
maybe
going to need some electricians.
electrician, a plumber,
plumbers, people that are willing to donate some time, some efforts. We have some already that are like, give us the go. Let us know when we can go.
Yeah.
Right.
But 20 hands make it better than 2.
Right. Definitely.
If 20 people have to donate an hour, and we'll be right there, and our residents will be right there. We'll be your legs. We'll hoof up or down or over, grab the tools, whatever we can do to help.
Right.
We'll do it with them.
Right.
Because we need to put some shower stalls in.
Oh, yeah.
We need to upgrade the bathroom a little bit.
Yep.
Yep.
We need to
Updating the kitchen.
Yep.
Yeah, I
we
was
need
just
to
gonna say
update
the
the kitchen. Some refrigerators, washers and dryers.
Yep.
We need some paint.
Okay.
But we're
just-
really to do the work.
Yeah.
But we
Just
we
need a little
the
bit of help. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Get
need
it
some
off
help.
the ground and
And not only that, someone had mentioned the parking, and really, you're not going to need parking. You're just going to need some bike racks. So if someone could provide bike racks or make bike racks, for when it's open, that'd be
phenomenal.
That would be awesome.
And there is
too.
going to be some parking. I mean, some
Oh,
homeless
yeah.
people
I mean,
do live in their vehicles, but
yep.
it is on the street and it's 10 to 2 during the day.
Exactly.
And, we are going to work with, I know one of the biggest concerns for the residents that live in that area is that their driveways aren't blocked. We're going to educate. There's going to be somebody outside making sure that
Yeah.
you don't do their driveway. You have to park here.
Well, and you can always put signs up
Yep.
as
Right.
well,
Yep.
So I mean, there's many things that can be done
Exactly.
that are gonna alleviate many issues that people are thinking about, but so I just want to remind everybody that you guys are doing an open house on Saturday, May 17th. So that's
Yeah.
this Saturday, So anybody who wants to talk to Dorothy's Haven of Hope about the Doer Gym that has questions about anything,
Right.
they're open.
Yeah.
Open house, people, from 10 till 2. So come and talk to them and just ask questions, basically, right?
We're an
Yeah.
open book.
Open book.
Yeah.
All right. So anything else? Any other updates you want to provide with
I think
with our
that's enough
listeners?
right
Yeah,
now.
I think so
unless-
too.
Just
Yeah.
be excited, and I
Yeah.
can't wait till we're
I
here
know.
telling you that our first day is
I
there.
know. I can't wait
Yes.
either. It's gonna be. I have this little picture in my head, and it's like I'll tell you in a little bit.
Right.
All right, ladies. Well, thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for
Thanks for
having
having
us.
us.
Yes, definitely, and we'll see you real soon.
All
So,
right, sounds good.
all right, guys. Well, hang tight. I think I got another guest coming up, so we'll see you real soon.